TIFU by asking a classmate if he had an American accent. This happened a year ago, but I still have classes with the guy and I think he'll hate me forever. More. To preface this, I live in Australia, and when this happened I was at university. At the time, the classes were available online and on campus. So the teacher would record the classroom for the students attending online. I still had about 15 minutes before class resumed, so I just went back into the classroom early. There was only one other person in the room who was a fairly shy kid I hadn't spoken to before. I sit down at the end of the table and we begin to small talk. I notice while he's talking that he seems to have a really strong American accent, like what you'd hear on one of those Californian reality TV shows or something. So, to keep up the awkward small talk, I ask him, "Me, are you from around here?" Him, "What do you mean?" Me, "Oh, I just noticed you have an American accent. Are you from the US?" Him, "No, I'm not. It's a nervous thing." Me, "I'm sorry." Him, "I'm autistic." Me, "I didn't know." Him, "GDAY mate. Is that better for you?" At this point I'm baffled. I have ADHD myself and I know quite a few autistic people, but I never knew that sometimes their voice could come off with an accent. I also realized that this whole time the classroom was being recorded and all the people online watched that entire thing unfold. We then sat there in silence for another 10 minutes before the rest of the class entered the room. To this day, every time I share something in class, he is the first one to criticize my work. TLDR, I asked an autistic guy if he was American and he still holds a grudge towards me. I would for sure have lolled at the "good day" line. Maybe thrown in a crikey for good measure. My autistic son joined a new school. When the teachers asked if he was American, he said yes. Went on for about 3 months. He thought it was hilarious. I agreed. Could be worse. I once spent the evening talking to a girl that I thought had an interesting accent. When I asked about it, she gave me a funny look and said she was from Australia. So I proceeded to ask her about Australia and tried to flirt with her. I later found out she had a speech impediment and thought I was making fun of her. Neurodivergence is no excuse for assholery. I say this as a neurodivergent person. You did nothing wrong. Hi, I'm autistic and let me tell you, he's an asshole lol. He's a bit of a bastard, it seems. But you could try talking to him one-on-one and ask if he has a problem with you. And explain that's how he comes off. Chances are he's just used to criticizing you. And he's not realizing how it comes off due to autism. You did nothing wrong. I asked a girl at work where her accent is from in front of the whole team. She replied unhappily, "It's just how I talk." Turns out she is on the spectrum. Relax, you did nothing wrong. Even autistic people can be assholes. Fuck that dude. I'm amused at the notion that he was so offended at being perceived as an American that he'd rather just say he has autism. Being from the US, and having traveled all around the country during my military days, I was expecting something different. We Americans seem to believe that we don't have an accent. I was expecting him to say, "Yay, I'm from the US. But I don't have an accent. The rest of you Australians do." Time to practice your American accent and do it better than him. LMAO, this reminds me of when I had extreme phone anxiety. Whenever I'd have to talk to a stranger to book an appointment or stuff like that, I'd put on a terrible Scottish accent. I think it was a defense mechanism. As in, at that stressful moment, I'm playing a character instead of being good ol' me. I don't do that anymore. I should start doing it again. From the way you presented the conversation, I don't think you should feel bad. You don't come off as insensitive. And it seems he is just very touchy about this. Thing is, I actually knew an autistic guy for a while who had picked up a corny American accent. I live in Wales. I made the same mistake as you, but he was super nice about it and we never brought it up again. BC. It was fine. Sounds like the guy you knew was just mean. He sounds like a prick. How would you know if they were autistic? Did they have a sign around their neck? Did they have a t-shirt emblazoned with the words autistic? Of course not. That person overreacted and continues to act like a prick. You didn't know and apologized. He seems a bit odd anyways. Sounds like you encountered an asshole. You did nothing wrong here. Honestly, that exchange could have ended with him. No, I'm not. It's a nervous thing. Everything past that is him being a jerk. To this day, every time I share something in class, he is the first one to criticize my work. Yep.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. vKuroe is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.